That doesn't make you happy, stop the video and go watch like Miley Cyrus dance around or some shit. I didn't talk about this on the channel at all. I didn't like show you guys what I did, or secretly I've always wanted a Nightster, although no, I've never really told anybody that. So when the kid hit me up and he was like, hey, buy this, I was like, okay, cool. I did a Harley. There it is. 2008 Harley-Davidson Sportster Nightster. Really not even close to stock, because what's more rare than a unicorn but a stock Harley Sportster? They just don't exist. If you see one in the wild, that person is probably an axe murderer. So I did what everyone else that owns a Sportster does. I customized the shit out of it. So we're gonna do a little walkthrough. Here's the deal. I love this bike. I'm a big fan, but I got the BMW project going still. Pretty much what happened is some kid hit me up on the channel. He was like, hey, I got a Sportster that I really just don't know what the hell to do with. Looks like you'll actually fix it up. So I bought it from him and I did just that. And pretty much stripped it all the way down to just the frame and the engine. And then once I had it down to the frame and the engine, I just built it back piece by piece and customized it in the way that I wanted to customize it. So we're just gonna do a little walkthrough here. Start at the tail, work your way up. As you can see, it's been chopped. Pretty much chopped off the whole back stretch of the frame. There should extend out of here and have the full fender that goes down over the wheel. Didn't do that, chopped it off. Cut and made my own fender. That was an interesting process. Didn't expect to get that many metal cuts, but I did. Put new progressive suspension. Ooh, bad glare, bad glare, bad glare! Progressive, there we go. Well, you get the idea. Progressive suspension on the back. The previous owner had fully painted black, which I actually think is awesome. Sorry for anyone out there who thinks that a Harley should be draped in more chrome than a goddamn Escalade, but that's not how I live my life. I live my life not with chrome. Well, we have chrome accents. Anyway, back to the bike. So we've got progressive suspension. We got the blacked out belt wheel. We've got a Vance and Hines exhaust system here with the quiet baffles, which is hilarious that they call it the quiet baffle, because they're not. I don't know who at Vance and Hines was like, I have an idea, we'll call it quiet baffles. It's not quiet. Quiet bikes kill people, kids. Remember that. Quiet bikes kill people. So we got the Vance and Hines quiet exhaust there. Arlen Ness Big Sucker Stage 1 air filter. I also put a thermometer, so you can double check, make sure your oil isn't too hot as you're driving down the road. I did a spring seat because I actually just really loved these copper springs. I just think it's such a cool look to have like a brushed copper, and it gives a little plushiness, and I like the way that the like thin seat looks, and then the ECM is just hidden under the seat pan here. This bag I don't love, but it's kind of a good look. It matches like that circle matches that circle kind of thing, so it's like circle circle. It all looks good to me ish, but what I tried to do is I tried to match that radius from the fender with the radius of the seat to kind of make it all like flow, kind of give it that nice flowy bit of line. I don't know if I did a great job. This is the first time I ever did a Harley, so I think it's awesome, but I'm sure there's a custom bike builder out there that's looking at this and cringing, but guess what? I'm not a custom bike builder. Long hair problems. Anyway, that didn't even work. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're stuck. We're stuck. We're stuck. We're not stuck. I probably still look absolutely insane, but I don't care, because we're talking about a Harley, baby. It's got plenty of horsepower, and it's big, and it's loud, and it's a Harley. Anyway, there is a little bit of paint fade. That's my fault. I cleaned it with paint cleaner and kind of messed it up. I'm gonna repaint that before I send it off to its new owner. We kept the mid controls. I just like the way it looks. It's a little bit like cafe bobbery. When you put them out front, it kind of makes it look choppery. I don't really like that at all. We did a 2-inch tank lift here, and really the point of that is to actually tuck all the wiring underneath. So I have it all tucked up underneath the tank. Just kind of makes it nice and clean looking. Also creates a little bit of air. Put my little, you know, Guardian bell right there. This is actually the Guardian bell that came with it. And I just kind of think that that belongs on the bike, so that's coming with the bike. Kept the stock fork on it, stock wheels. I love spoked wheels. Every motorcycle should have spoked wheels. If you have a motorcycle that has billet wheels, I'm sorry, but it doesn't look as good as spoked wheels. That's all there is to it. Ripped the fender off. I do like these little half fenders. I know Roland Sands makes like really cool ones of these, and they're very expensive. This one wasn't very expensive, and it looks really cool still. LED headlight that is, it actually is really good at night, to be honest. And especially the high beams too. And then I put these rad eye blinkers on, which I think are really, really, really cool, just because they're very discreet. They don't really stick out. Like typically Harleys have like the big orange blinker that hangs off the bar that looks like shit, and I just didn't go that route. I went with these little guys, so they're nice and discreet, which I think is pretty cool. I think they're Joker machine, if I remember correctly, so they're nice aluminum billet. Very good construction on those guys. And then this is the Joker machine relocation for the Speedo. Typically on a Sportster it lives right up here on your bar clamp. It's a whole integrated thing. I moved it down here. I just think it makes the cockpit look a little bit cleaner to kind of have nothing really going on. Let's talk about safety, kids. That's not the safest place to put your speedometer, because you have to look down to see it. But then again, motorcycles actually aren't safe. So if that's a deal breaker, maybe motorcycles aren't your thing. I personally think it looks cool to have it out of the way, and it kind of cleans up the whole cockpit for me, because I actually don't really care how fast the speedometer says I'm going. Speed is a feeling, kids. Slow is fast. No, slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. Speed is a feeling. So that's the direction I went. Speaking of Joker machine parts, went ahead and replaced this guy. Went with the finned master cylinder cover for the front brake. Nice front brake. Also did blackout cables for everything. I also did the Joker machine finned brushed aluminum derby cover, which I just think is super, super cool. Again, kept the mid controls stock from that guy. Also did a ignition coil relocation. Did the orange cables just to match the slight bit of orange on the tank, which I think is kind of just a nice little look for it. And then put a leather swing arm bag. This is the DeRosa leather swing arm bag, just that way I can carry a few little bits and pieces on them. Also went with the Lydall. These are black bullet brake rotors, which I thought were super, super cool, and matching Lydall brake pads, but stock Harley brakes, because they actually bite really well. They bite very well. I've never had a problem without or having not enough brake power. I've always had brake power. Too much brake power sometimes. Every now and again you lock it up in the corners. What are you gonna do? We did these kind of nice bullet here. This side's actually better. You can kind of see the whole light fixture. These are Karakikstin. Anyway, so went with those in the rear. Just kind of a nice low profile, cool look. Nothing too obscure. And then the blinkers are bright enough. All the lights are LEDs, which means that they're bright and you can be seen, so nobody's going to crash into you. But it is kind of a cool look, I think, in the back, just to have your two little dual lights. So this bad boy is for sale. I'm going to list it, I think, for about, like, it looks like $9 grand is like a fair price for it. That's probably what I'll stick to, because I don't want to sell this. It's just I have a baby and a house, Ta-da! And yeah, my wife doesn't want me to have 2 motorcycles. I want to have like, you know, 1,000, but we only have a little carport and it doesn't really hold that many motorcycles because we have to have a family car at the same time. So yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, and just mini apes on the handlebars again. I kind of think it's a cool look. So really what I was looking for is kind of like a tall front end, and then it kind of like swoops down into the back end, and you know, it all kind of matches. Like I tried to match that angle with that and make it all nice and flowy and fun. But I mean, it's a great bike. Like, get rolling down the road, it looks just proper, mate. And like, this is a fun bike. All right, this isn't a bike for like, yeah, I get it, it's a Sportster, so they're like, oh, it's a girl bike, dude. It's a 1200. All right, it got some fucking get up when you need it there, and it goes fast if you want to go fast. If you want to redo the ratio between the belt and the drive pulley, you can do that. You can get more low end, so you can like rip mega dank nooners if that's your fucking thing or whatever. Not mine, not a Harley guy. I just think this is an awesome bike. I've always wanted a Nightster. I always wanted a Nightster, and this kid was like, hey, buy my Nightster and fix it up because I don't want to. And I was like, all right, bro, I'll do that. Ta-da! So I did it. Yeah, this is a fun bike. If you're like a Harley dude, like, probably not for you. You know what this bike is for? This bike is for people that like fun. All right, this bike is fun as shit. If you want to go out, have a good time, ride a motorcycle, have a commuter, right? Where it's like, you don't just have to like sit in traffic. Like, I'm lucky because I can do the windy back roads of Pennsylvania over here to like get to work every day. This is your bike, all right? But if you're in a culture where it's like, it's a fucking Sportster, get an FXR, or whatever the fuck they rode in Sons of Anarchy, man, you know, get a real bike. Okay, but it's got 2 wheels and a big engine, and it goes pretty fast, and it's a good time. I've gone 100 miles an hour on this thing. Like, that's all you need. Anyway, so yeah, if you're interested, hit me up via the channel or via Instagram or at idlehandsmoto@gmail.com. Also at idlehandsgarage on the old Instagram, or just message through the channel. I'll get the emails. They're all connected. Everything's connected these days. Everything's connected. So yeah, it's a cool bike. It's a great bike. It runs super smooth. I had Brandywine Harley-Davidson check it out recently. It's all dialed. Everything's tight, new, functional. It's got about 13,000 miles on it, which is, for a 2008, pretty fucking standard. And yeah, it's a fun bike. Hit me up. Check it out. It's awesome. You're gonna have a good time if you ride this thing. That's all I gotta say about that. There it is, 2008 Harley-Davidson Sportster Nightster custom, because there's no such thing as a stock Harley-Davidson Sportster anywhere in the world. It's a good looking bike. Get at me. Also, like, subscribe, follow, because now that the kid's 6 months old, I'm actually gonna start to like work on the BMW, which is gonna be cool. Teaser. Anyway, like, subscribe, follow, bell, ring-a-ding-ding-dong. Harley, buy it, live it, laugh it. I'm not gonna even finish that, or multiple people will probably have me shot. All right, take care.